A huge Roman Reigns spoiler after WrestleMania 42. Cody Rhodes is injured and will be out for a while. Was Randy Orton injured too? Pat McAfee is completely out of the wrestling business. Several WWE fans were arrested after stealing chairs at Mania 42. Wrestler dead at 66. Jey Uso officially confirms Naomi has given birth. Breaking news! Brock Lesnar loses to FEMI and retires. WrestleMania 42 clips pulled from social media. All of that and so much more. So subscribe and drop a like if you haven't already. First up is the breaking news. Cody Rhodes is injured and will be out for a while. Cody Rhodes is worse off than first believed after WrestleMania 42, as a new update during Night 2 revealed the undisputed WWE champion is not medically cleared and needed stitches following his war with Randy Orton. During the WrestleMania 42 Night 2 countdown show, it was revealed that Rhodes had to receive 4 staples to the back of his ear after the brutal Night 1 main event. The update also confirmed that Rhodes is currently not cleared, raising questions about what happens next. This adds to what was already known about Rhodes' injuries coming out of WrestleMania Saturday. He suffered a nasty eye injury during the match when Randy Orton landed a punch that split him open near the eye during the chaotic closing moments. Rhodes' eye swelled badly after the bout, which led to WWE pulling him from scheduled WWE World appearances, including photo ops and autograph sessions that fans had already booked. Despite the injuries, Rhodes still managed to walk out of WrestleMania 42 with the undisputed WWE Championship after surviving a wild main event packed with interference. The match featured Pat McAfee getting involved and Jelly Roll crashing through the announce table before the final stretch. Now that Rhodes is confirmed to not be cleared and needed 4 staples, the spotlight shifts to how WWE handles its top champion moving forward. Do you think Cody Rhodes should take time off after WrestleMania or keep appearing on TV while he recovers? Next up, was Randy Orton injured too? As you already know, Randy Orton suffered a loss in an undisputed WWE Championship match against Cody Rhodes. Following the grandest stage of them all, fans have been wondering whether Orton actually got injured at WrestleMania 42. It's crucial to note that this wasn't the first time Orton was spotted favoring his back. He has done something similar in many of his recent matches. From the looks of it, he was purely selling the moves in the squared circle, highlighting his real-life back issues. It's likely that the Apex Predator wasn't dealing with a real-life issue during his match against Cody Rhodes at WWE WrestleMania Night 1. The injury angle might be an excuse to write him off television following the shows of shows. It remains to be seen what's next for the Viper after the grandest stage of them all. There is a high chance that WWE will continue the feud between Rhodes and Orton after the legend delivered a punt kick to the American Nightmare after suffering a loss. According to PW Insider, new details reveal that the role ultimately played by Pat McAfee at WrestleMania actually replaced an earlier creative pitch involving Aleister Black and Randy Orton. It was noted that WWE originally planned a much darker storyline centered around Black psychologically pushing Orton to embrace his old Apex Predator persona again. The idea was built around Black targeting Orton in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania, trying to prove that Orton hadn't truly changed. A pitch for Orton's WrestleMania role back in January involved SmackDown star Aleister Black tormenting Orton, trying to bring out the old Apex Predator version of Orton. From there, the story would have escalated into a WrestleMania weekend bout, with Orton struggling internally and hesitating to fully embrace his darker side. The planned match between the two would have ended with Orton holding back at a key moment, specifically refusing to use his signature punt kick, ultimately costing him the match. The idea was that if Black succeeded, it would prove Orton had never changed or evolved and was still the old Orton deep inside. We are told the idea was that Black and Orton would face off Mania weekend, with Orton would hesitate to use his punt kick and likely lose. But the story wasn't supposed to end there. The pitch included a major post-match angle that would have tied directly into Cody Rhodes. While it's unclear how far this version made it through WWE's creative process, parts of it clearly survived, just in a different form. But then later attacked Cody Rhodes as a WrestleMania angle, using the punt to bring back the old Apex Predator and prove Black right all along. It's unclear how far the pitch progressed through WWE's creative process, but echoes of the original plan appear in Pat McAfee's role, including the return of the Apex Predator and Orton punting Cody with the kick at WrestleMania. In the end, Pat McAfee's involvement, including the chaos before the bell and the post-match fallout, effectively replaced Black's role in the story. So at some point, McAfee's role effectively replaced the pitched version featuring Black. So the WrestleMania angle fans saw still carried the core idea of Orton reverting back to his most dangerous self, but the path there changed completely. Instead of a slow psychological breakdown led by Aleister Black, WWE pivoted to a more chaotic angle with Pat McAfee, while still landing on the same end result, the return of the Apex Predator. Predator. Do you think WWE should have stuck with the original Aleister Black storyline? Or did the Pat McAfee version work better for WrestleMania? Next up, Pat McAfee is completely out of the wrestling business. Pat McAfee's wife, Samantha McAfee, has shared a massive update about the former NFL punter's WWE future. She confirmed that her husband is completely out of the wrestling business. McAfee had claimed that he would never return to the Stamford-based promotion if the Viper failed to win the bout and become the new undisputed WWE champion at the Showcase of the Immortals. Earlier today, his wife, Samantha McAfee, took to Instagram stories to post a picture of the former NFL punter in a neck brace. She noted that her husband was completely out of the wrestling business for the first time since 2017. She further thanked Jelly Roll. "First morning since 2017, babe, is completely out of the wrestling business. Thanks, Jelly Roll," she wrote. Next up, several WWE fans were arrested after stealing chairs at Mania 42. Several fans didn't make it out of WrestleMania 42 with souvenirs. They left in handcuffs after trying to steal commemorative chairs they didn't pay for inside Allegiant Stadium. During the two-night WrestleMania 42 event in Las Vegas, footage circulating online shows security stepping in as multiple fans were confronted and taken away after attempting to walk off with chairs that were never included with their tickets. According to a fan who witnessed the situation unfold inside the stadium, the issue became obvious when certain people weren't just sitting in their seats, they were actively trying to take the chairs with them. Because they were taking the chairs, and they weren't sitting on them, they were taking them. The witness explained that WWE had strict rules in place regarding who was allowed to keep their chair. Fans who purchased specific ticket packages were given blue wristbands, which served as proof they were authorized to take the commemorative seats home. Security was reportedly watching closely for anyone trying to leave without proper clearance. That's why, if you want to take a chair, you need to have the blue band. So they were waiting for them, and now they're getting arrested for stealing. According to the same witness, the arrests were completely avoidable and made even less sense when considering the cost and effort required just to transport the chair home after the show. Stupid! You didn't pay for it. Why are you taking it? Now you're going to jail for a chair that you'd have to pay to ship home anyway. You'd basically need to buy a plane ticket for the chair. The chair theft arrests came during an already chaotic WrestleMania weekend inside Allegiant Stadium. Earlier in the night, another incident made headlines when a fan reportedly fell from the upper section following Seth Rollins' match with Gunther, adding to the list of crowd-related issues during the massive event. WrestleMania 42 delivered the spectacle WWE promised inside the ring, but for some fans in attendance, the night ended with police involvement instead of a souvenir to remember the show. What do you think about fans getting arrested for trying to take WrestleMania chairs? Was the punishment deserved? Or did security go too far? Next up, wrestler dead at 66. Former WCW star Van Hammer, real name Mark Hildreth, has passed away at the age of 66, according to an announcement shared by Mark Marrow. Marrow revealed the news publicly and noted that the cause of death has not yet been confirmed, with an autopsy still pending. He reflected on their friendship and the memories they shared dating back to their earliest days trying to break into the wrestling business. After sharing the news of Hildreth's passing, Marrow spoke about the kind of person Van Hammer was and how his determination stood out throughout his life. "It is with a heavy heart that I share the passing of our dear friend Mark Hildreth, known to so many as Van Hammer. At this time, we are still awaiting answers regarding the cause, pending an autopsy. Mark was a fighter in every sense of the word. Life threw its share of challenges his way, but he had a resilience about him. He always found a way to rise, to push forward, to keep going." Marrow also recalled how their friendship began long before they became recognizable names in WCW, describing how Hildreth stepped up to help him take a major step in his career. "We first met while he was vacationing in Venice, Florida, working out at a local gym. Not long after, I got the call from Dusty Rhodes to come to his office the next day. Mark didn't hesitate. He drove me 8 hours so I could sign my very first contract with World Championship Wrestling. That's the kind of person he was. Loyal, selfless, and always there when it mattered most." Their bond continued as they trained together and pursued the same dream, eventually sharing milestones along the way as their careers took shape. "We went through wrestling school together, chased the same dream, and before long, he earned his own contract. We even lived together in Atlanta, training, grinding, and building a life around the passion we both shared." Marrow also remembered their time representing WCW outside the United States, including promotional appearances that became lasting memories. "We were also chosen to help promote WCW for the United Kingdom tour, doing countless personal appearances, television spots, and even promotional work alongside Gladys Knight. Those were unforgettable moments, times I'll never forget." He closed his tribute by sending condolences to those closest to Hildreth and the fans who followed his career. "My heart goes out to his family, his friends, and the fans who supported him throughout his journey. Rest easy, my friend. You will always be remembered." Van Hammer's passing marks the loss of a recognizable figure from the WCW era, remembered both for his in-ring work and his contributions behind the scenes. As tributes continue to pour in, many fans are reflecting on the WCW era and the personalities who helped define it. What is your favorite memory of Van Hammer from his time in WCW or later years in wrestling? Here is something positive. Jey Uso officially confirms Naomi has given birth. Naomi and Jimmy Uso are yet to announce the arrival of their son, but Jey Uso appears to have just let slip on the latest episode of Hot Ones with his brother Jimmy when he claimed, "I like your newborn baby." The brothers were sharing compliments about each other, and Jimmy didn't even respond when he commented, despite it seemingly being a secret. Next up, WrestleMania 42 clips pulled from social media. WrestleMania 42 clips are suddenly disappearing from social media, and it appears a major crackdown may be underway, targeting accounts that shared footage from the event. Ringside News noticed the issue the day after WrestleMania 42 Saturday, when several video clips embedded from X were hit with copyright strikes. The affected posts were replaced with messages stating the media had been disabled, following a report from the copyright owner. Many of the clips that stopped working were tied directly to WrestleMania 42 moments that had circulated widely online while the show aired. What had been playable embeds quickly turned into blank players carrying copyright warnings, making it clear the footage had been flagged and removed. The sudden wave of removals has sparked speculation that WWE and ESPN may be stepping in to limit the spread of WrestleMania footage across social platforms. With WrestleMania being one of the most protected broadcasts of the year, enforcement actions like this are not uncommon, but the speed and volume of removals have caught attention. Ringside News and its staff observed multiple WrestleMania clips losing playback functionality within hours, suggesting this was not an isolated issue, but part of a broader sweep targeting shared video content. With WrestleMania 42 generating massive online engagement, this situation could continue to affect accounts posting match clips, entrances, or major moments from the show. Fans and publishers alike may need to be cautious when sharing televised content tied to the event. Have you noticed WrestleMania 42 clips disappearing from social media feeds? Or had any videos you shared suddenly taken down? Next up, Corey Graves issues an apology for being offensive. WWE commentator Corey Graves was surely impressed by Liv Morgan's WrestleMania moment, but more by her dance in the Trouble video song. Corey Graves did the Morgan's crawl and her back-moving choreography. This happened during WrestleMania 42 Saturday post-show, where Liv was on the panel. As she discussed her match, her win, and her entrance, Graves pointed out that he could teach the choreography. Liv agreed and said it could be done now, right here on this stage. Liv Morgan showed it to Corey, and he even did it. The first time, he did it after seeing how Liv did. Then he came back to the panel. The crowd in Las Vegas then chanted, "One more time," which forced him to do it again. That was something the color commentator feels guilty for knowing he did not do well. He took on X to write that he is apologizing to anyone who found his dancing annoying, and he is even more sorry because he did it twice. "I'd like to apologize for offending any of you with my dancing, both times. Hashtag WrestleMania," wrote Corey Graves. Next up, a huge Roman Reigns spoiler after WrestleMania 42. Roman Reigns' direction after WrestleMania 42 may already be taking shape, and WWE reportedly has a massive match in mind for the Tribal Chief once the show is over. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer shared that WWE has been looking at Roman Reigns versus Gunther as a major matchup moving forward, especially if Reigns walks out of WrestleMania with the World Heavyweight Championship. While discussing WWE's current creative direction, Meltzer stated that the idea of Reigns facing Gunther has been talked about internally as a major plan. The plan is Roman Reigns as champion against Gunther. That was as of a week ago, midweek even. Meltzer also made it clear that the match likely isn't happening immediately, but instead could be saved for a big premium live event later in the year. While talking about when fans might see the match happen, he explained that it probably won't be at the next show. "I don't think it's for Backlash, maybe SummerSlam, maybe something else." He added that WWE views Roman Reigns versus Gunther as a top-level match with major importance behind the scenes. As Meltzer continued breaking down the situation, he said the match has been discussed as a major direction internally. "The only thing I was told, which I did know, is that Roman Reigns and Gunther was, as of like a week ago, a big direction that they thought was a big-time major match. Roman Reigns is set to challenge CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event of WrestleMania 42, Night 2. This marks his first world title opportunity in 2 years after losing the WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. Gunther is also coming off a major WrestleMania moment after defeating Seth Rollins on Night 1. He has remained one of WWE's most dominant stars, with his last singles loss dating back to SummerSlam 2025 when he lost the World Heavyweight Championship to CM Punk. WWE clearly sees Roman Reigns versus Gunther as a blockbuster-level match, and depending on how WrestleMania 42 ends, that showdown could be waiting on the other side. Do you think Roman Reigns versus Gunther is the right move after WrestleMania 42? Or should WWE take Reigns in a different direction? Breaking: Brock Lesnar loses to FEMI and retires at WrestleMania 42. Brock Lesnar may have wrestled his final match at WrestleMania 42, and the moment after his loss had all the signs of a retirement. Night 2 of WrestleMania 42 opened with a massive showdown between Brock Lesnar Lesnar and FEMI, and the newcomer delivered one of the biggest wins of his career. The two heavyweights wasted no time trading power moves, but in the end, it was FEMI who stood tall after hitting a chokeslam followed by his fall from heaven finisher to secure the victory. The real story came after the bell. Lesnar remained seated in the ring as fans inside Allegiant Stadium began chanting, "Thank you, Brock!" The atmosphere shifted quickly from shock to emotion as Lesnar slowly started removing his gloves and boots, a move long recognized in wrestling as a sign of retirement. After taking off his gear, Lesnar left his gloves and boots in the center of the ring before standing up and taking in the crowd reaction. Paul Heyman then entered the ring, and the two shared a hug while fans continued cheering, giving Lesnar a send-off that felt like the closing chapter of a legendary run. If this was indeed Lesnar's final match, it caps off one of the most dominant careers in WWE history. Lesnar first rose to fame in WWE in 2002, where he quickly became one of the youngest WWE champions ever. Known as the Beast Incarnate, he built a reputation for overwhelming opponents with raw strength and explosive athleticism. Over the years, he became a multi-time world champion, headlined numerous WrestleMania events, and delivered unforgettable matches against top names including Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, Roman Reigns, John Cena, and Cody Rhodes. Outside WWE, Lesnar also made history in combat sports by becoming UFC heavyweight champion, further cementing his legacy as one of the most legitimate athletes to ever step into a wrestling ring. His return runs in WWE turned him into one of the company's biggest attractions, often brought in for marquee matches and major moments. FEMI's victory now stands as one of the biggest wins of his career, as he may have been the final opponent to face Brock Lesnar inside a WWE ring. While WWE has not officially confirmed Lesnar's retirement, leaving boots and gloves in the ring, combined with the emotional crowd reaction and Heyman's embrace, strongly suggested that this was meant to be a farewell moment. If this truly was Brock Lesnar's final match, he leaves behind a career that few in wrestling history can match, filled with championships, main events, and moments that defined entire eras.